Morning, everybody. April 20th, 2023, 420. Happy 420 to all that celebrate that. I am about to pull up to AES here in Salisbury, Maryland to pick up my LG boards for that VRF system at the chicken plant in Millsboro, Delaware. So I'm about to walk in now, grab all those boards, and we're going to put them on today. Just got all the boards. There's all my boards right there. We're going to be putting those bad boys on today and trying to get that LG VRF system back up and running. So stay tuned for that. All right, gonna remove this board and the two boards behind here. Here's my new board here. Put a ton of silicone on this that this old one does not have. I'm gonna pull that one out and put this one in. I got this panel off and laid down. That board's going, and this board's going, and that board's going. These three boards are getting replaced next. Just replace that one. I'm running down to my truck right now to get something, but I'm not gonna be able to get a whole lot of this service call because there's a lot of other stuff going around or going on right now, but I'm gonna do my best to get what I can. LG didn't give me any of the heatsink paste, so good thing I had some on my truck, because you gotta put this paste on it, or heatsink grease is what they're calling it. But this is from Fujitsu, so it's a good thing I had this, or I would have been in a jam. I'd have to put those on without any paste. All right, guys, just really kind of a lot of disconnecting and reconnecting right now. So I've got the inverter number 2 board replaced now. I'm about to hop over here to this one, which it looks like it's been replaced, because it's got that thick silicone on it like this one does too. That one's I've already replaced too. So still got this one here, and then the fan inverter board. So I'm about to do these two next. Just double checking, making sure all my connections are landed before I put the panel back on. Boards 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, got all my new boards in and got them connected. I'm about to reapply power and see what happens. Here is the PCB board graveyard. All right, these have pretty much been a thorn in my side, but after I got all my new boards hooked up, you can't see that because it's flashing around, but it says 88 right now, which is, it's in its auto addressing now. But after I hooked all the new boards up, I got a 200-1 error, which is a auto addressing failure error. So I had to call LG back and went through a lot of stuff, and I've swapped this module here around with one of the slave ones right here, and I've done some other stuff, too much to really name, but now I've started it back up and went to auto addressing, and now it's auto addressing. And before it would not allow me to auto address, it would just stay on that 200-1. So it's auto addressing now. I'm going to let it finish its cycle and see what happens. All right, our unit auto addressed, so we got all that. And now it is in auto pipe, which what it's doing is it's going to run all the units at 100%, and then it's going to run each unit individually for 100%, and it's going to figure out which unit is doing what, basically. It's going to run them in heat, and then it's going to run them in air conditioning. Right now it's running in heat, and I'm sure they're upset with me down there because it's about 80 degrees outside today. And when I was down there earlier, it was about 85 degrees inside with no heat running. So I'm not even gonna go down there because I'll probably liable to get beat up. So I'm gonna stay right up here and let this thing do what it's gonna do. So right now, I've had it running in its auto pipe for about 15 minutes. And I've got my LG MV tool hooked up over here. and I'm gonna let it do its thing. So yep, right now it's still running. You can't really see that very good, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it and make sure everything communicates through this whole process. Because if anything does not communicate through this process, that means that indoor unit will have a communication error. And that's what I'm trying to avoid, so I can get this done and get up out of here. So we're gonna let this thing do what it's doing and let it go. All right, I'll check back. I'll turn back on when I have an update. All right, guys, that unit kind of kicked my ass today. And look, on that white roof, I got a little bit of sunburn, but I'm still, I wasn't able to get them going, and I am really upset about that. I went back there today with those 4 boards and replaced all 4 of them. They were bad. Those boards were bad. And because if you remember, before I was getting a CH52-1, I'm gonna put the link in that video up here, up there somewhere, if you want to take a look at that one. But I was getting a 52-1, which was an inverter board error. Well, after talking to LG about that one, I came up with 4 bad boards that replaced them all. After I replaced them, I was getting a 200-1 error, which is a basically an auto piping error. So whenever you do anything with these things, they have to be auto addressed and auto piped, which auto address means it needs to go through and find every indoor unit and every heat recovery unit or branch box, whatever way you want to look at it. LG calls, with the type of system we have, they call them heat recovery units. They're basically just branch boxes. But so I went through, I had to call LG again. I went through with the auto addressing, which was simple, but the auto piping is a little more complex. What it does is it goes through and it runs everything in a certain mode, whether you do it in heat or air conditioning. And it goes through and runs everything, and it sees the information it's communicating. So after I did that, after I auto addressed, I came up with 21 indoor units, which is how many indoor units I have on this particular system. But when I auto addressed, I only came up with 17. So I'm missing 4 indoor units on my auto pipe. I got looking into the system, and each heat recovery unit has a certain amount of indoor units that come off of it. My last 2 heat recovery units have 2 indoor units on each. So 2 branch boxes, 4 indoor units total. The branch boxes or heat recovery units are there, but the indoor units are not. So that's where my 4 indoor units are missing at. So what I have to do now is I have to go in and I have to find out why those 4 units are missing. It might be a missing. All right, sorry about that. I got interrupted by this traffic jam I'm in, and people want to act stupid out here. So, but basically, I'm missing 4 indoor units. Is what it boils down to. I have 2 heat recovery unit boxes that are missing their air handlers, basically, or the system thinks they are. So I got to go in and I got to figure out where my break is. It might just be a break, because a lot of times what they do with these comm wires is they daisy chain them together. So all the equipment that's in this system is daisy chained together. One piece of equipment goes to the next piece of equipment, goes to the next piece of equipment. So I'm thinking where my end 4, basically my last 4 indoor units are missing. So the break is probably somewhere between the 5th to last indoor unit and the 4th one. So I got to go through and check all that. I just ran out of time today. I just basically ran out of time. So I'd love to go back there tomorrow, but the schedule's already set, so I just don't see that happening. I think the guy that helped me today might go back there tomorrow. Hopefully he can go back there tomorrow. If I'm the one that goes back, then this video will have a trilogy. But if he goes back, there's nothing I can do about that. But man, I am bummed out I couldn't get that unit going. And sometimes it's like that. I mean, sometimes you can't get your customer going, especially with these commercial projects and these commercial accounts. Everybody likes to get their customer back up and going, you know, by any means necessary. And when you have residential air conditioners, or even like commercial rooftop units, most of the time you can do something to get the customer going. I mean, we have generic parts that we can put on and stuff like that. But with this ductless stuff and VRF stuff, most of the time it's going to be a board. Those boards burn up all the time. You're not going to be able to get that customer going right then and there unless you have all the boards on your truck. So sometimes you're going to be an asshole to the customer. They're not going to be happy. But they know, but not being happy, but still having trust and faith in you is something different. They can be not happy and understand the situation. So that's where I'm at with my customer right now. They understand that this unit is a complex piece of equipment, and it takes sometimes multiple visits and multiple diagnoses to get to our end result, which is the unit back working. And they can understand that and be upset at the same time. You know, that can happen. You can understand something and still be upset about it. So that's okay. We're gonna eventually get them going, and we're gonna get that unit back running at 100%. So, but that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Like I said, I'm bummed out I couldn't get them going, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna give up on it. So, all right, guys, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. This video may very well have a trilogy to it. So, all right, guys, I'm off to the next one.